on the Rainstorm radio show, the one that flips the script for business owners everywhere, slash taxes, crush debt, build wealth. Today, Micheal Aguas is going to walk us through exactly how that works and why it changes everything you get it to get it right. Time to level up. Okay, let's just jump in right into this. How do you explain slash taxes, crush debt, build wealth to a business owner who has never heard this before?
So I'm a firm believer that we should be building cash flow, whether it's business ownership or individuals, right? Sometimes individuals are focused on building cash and assets. I'm saying that consider building cash flow as the higher priority. So when you look at those things, they're all about building cash flow. Slashing taxes is not something that happens once, it's something that could unlock years and years of savings. That is our goal with our clients. Crushing debt. Some business owners are really mired deep into debt. Specifically, we deal with a lot of physicians who are now approaching $500,000, $700,000 in school loans, and they are seasoned professionals, meaning they've been out of school for a few years and they're still carrying mid to high six-figure federal student loans from college. We're now starting to see people with $1 million in federal student loans. Well, what if we could greatly reduce that? And then think about that, right? Because the payments are usually about 1%. So if you have $500,000 in student loans, you're paying 5 grand a month. That's a significant amount of money. What if we could put that most of that back in your pocket? We have done that in the last 3 years. The laws have changed, but that part of debt is real to a lot of our clients. And then there's long-term debt. So your business has a long-term mortgage, let's just say of $1 million or higher. What if I could show you how to pay that off with half the amount you would have paid by leveraging the tax code? So all of these things save you money, increase your cash flow, and then the last part is building your wealth. This is where your financial advisor can sit with you and say, okay, we've unlocked a lot of this cash flow that we can now use to help you grow your business or grow your wealth or both. Powerful. So I just put it down to just a simple saying: slash taxes, crush debt, build wealth. Those are the big things that are on business owners' minds.
Exactly. What's the first step in slashing taxes for someone who feels overwhelmed by the IRS?
If you're overwhelmed by the IRS, that's perfectly normal. You're probably great at what you do, but taxes probably isn't it. And the tax code, again, is over 70,000 pages. All right. So I'm not someone who purports to know it all. I definitely can say I know certain sections that will put a lot of money back in business owners' pockets. That part I could say with confidence, but I focus on those areas that create tax savings. Now, if you're a business owner and you're overwhelmed, find someone, a tax strategist, a tax professional who knows the code, who is progressively minded enough to reach out to clients and share some of those ideas with them. That's the first place to start, because otherwise, on your own, it's very difficult to come up with a plan. But there are professionals who are more than willing and definitely able to sit with you. We certainly can. We're not tax advisors, but we are tax strategists, and we could come up with some ideas that we can review with you and or your advisor. For some people, they want referrals to those types of advisors, and we certainly have a good amount of people that we could work with and refer to.
Wow, that's it's definitely something that makes life easier for people. How does reducing debt actually help you build wealth faster? Most people don't connect those dots.
Again, a lot of people, the reason why they can't build wealth is because they're mired in debt payments every single month. You could certainly talk to a good portion of our, American population, but it also applies in the business world. All right. So yesterday I was watching one of my favorite shows. Have you ever heard of Landman?
Yes, I
Right.
like that a lot.
So
Yeah.
so in this episode, in the latest one, the widow of the founder of this oil giant just realized how much debt they're in and how they can't get it out. They can't get out. They've maximized all their facilities, lines of credit, long-term debt, and they don't know how to support it. There are people who live with these conditions on a daily basis, and it affects their lives, much less their businesses. So what do? We show them there's a couple of strategies that have made big differences. Again, imagine what you could do if we could take your business's long-term debt and allow you to pay it off in half the time with half the amount of money. Okay. That is a huge advantage for some people, very appealing. Again, this is a business owner strategy. And then also, I will repeat, you will have a lot of, especially medical professionals, dentists, veterinarians, surgeons, people walking out with multiple six figures in federal student loans. That's easy for us to attack and reduce significantly through our strategies. And we've been doing that part for years. There have been some recent changes. Things look a little different today, but we're on top of it and we're helping people with these solutions.
What's one example of someone who slashed taxes and crushed debt, and what changed for them?
We had somebody with a $3 million mortgage, commercial mortgage, and we had them basically, it was I think a 10-year mortgage. We had it paid off in about under 4 years. Think about how much money they saved in interest alone. And they didn't increase their monthly payments. This is not about pay more now so you could save some later. No, we're leveraging the tax code to create these tax savings. That's what we've done. Um, Imagine this. I dealt with a couple. So to answer your question, their sons, they promised their sons that they would pay for grad school if their sons would finish. All three sons graduated from Syracuse University with master's degrees. The couple was making nearly $10,000 in payments a month, and they're already in their 60s. They were thinking, we can't retire. We have to go into my husband's 401k if we want to pay off the debt. And that's how we're going to do it. We made a promise to our sons. They did their part. Now we got to do our part. I said, how much are you paying? They said, just under 10,000 for all three of them. I said, what if we could bring that to zero? What do you think that could do for your retirement and your wealth? They're like, that's not possible. We did it. Bottom line, we did it through our strategies. Um, and they will be one of the first to tell you this is real stuff. Okay. And it's been in the books for the last few years. This is nothing new. Just people don't know about it.
All right. Go to rainstormmediagroup.com, schedule a call.